Good afternoon, this is Steve with Born Again Torinos, and I think this is video number 3 on the 67 station wagon. And I've done some things. One of the things that made me happiest was the magic tailgate thing, which it's had a bit of a problem here because I finally was able to get to the point where I could get this sight shield. There's a stainless here. It's a stainless steel sight shield, which is really nice, but had to be able to lay the door down to get to it, or open the door to get to it. So I couldn't do that till I did some work, but this is how it works. It opens two ways. As far as it goes. So you have a door, and I was talking to Tony about this, that this door seems to weigh about 200 pounds, and opening it as a tailgate is super difficult to hold on to, but I can't imagine these housewives being able to open that and hold it without dropping it or closing it. So we figure they kind of probably use the door here for their groceries and stuff like that. But that's how it opens that way. And then here it is, a tailgate. This cable here was missing, and it's the factory one, normally bolted in here to here. So the bolt was missing, and from here and here, and the cable. So you couldn't set this down, and it would have, on the bumper, made a huge dent on the tailgate. So with that now working, this works great to open up, and it's level, and put the seat down. You've got 8 feet. You can put plywood in. You can camp. You can have sleeping bags in here. But this is a really slick deal. Hey, being able to do this magic. Now Tony's going to have to find one of these bolts, because I did a temporary one here that has a nut behind it because it was missing. And put it here, and this one here gonna need to be replaced as well, but at least it works. And we were trying to figure out what this little guy was here, and it's hinged here. I'm figured out, see how it's binding in here? It's helping to support this somehow. It wedges in there. That's my guess, is it's like a leverage point. I'm not sure. I don't know if I want to grunt and strain to lift that up. Try it with one arm. Oh my goodness! Oh. All right. Over here. Oh, I had to do some work here because something had happened. I don't know if this is bent out because of all the work that was done on it. So is it out? Is that why it caught here and bent this in? It was weird, really hard for me to get this out to pull it. So now it has a really tight clearance, but it clears. So did some work there. Did my circling of the dents that I found so far. Right here is that dent. Not quite sure how they managed this. Maybe the hood was open, they dropped something here, because this isn't a side impact, but it's a big wang right here. But I board sanded it so I could get a visual of what the high and low spots are. So this will disappear. This will be actually a fun one to get rid of. And of course, I think I showed that already, the bumper being gone. And this fender is beautiful. And again, this is where that was pushed in pretty severely and had some dents. Did some preliminary body work. Now this, I just welded this. Someone had cut a huge hole here for some reason, but I'm not an expert welder by any means, and my welder is just a cheapy 110 welder, but I had to get inside, and because I had to support it from the backside, so I have a piece of steel that I put behind the hole and had to clamp it on the outside to keep it flush, and then weld and grind, and so it's not going anywhere now, so I can do my body work. So this is the hole that the cable goes in for the remote rear. So one other big problem dealt with. This is a little dark here because it's getting late. This spot here, I don't know if you can see it, I cut the rust hole out. That black you see, that shiny black, is POR 15. So after grinding and cleaning and prepping and doing body work on the other side, which I have to sand off and do more work here, and I put a drain hole in, which you will not see after this piece of steel, which goes in this hole here and welded in. So inside the hole, not only does it have a drain hole, it's completely encapsulated in plastic paint, the POR 15. So that's never going to rust again, at least not in Tony's lifetime, especially with a drain hole, which they never seem to have. So this was the biggest of the things to deal with. So I'm glad that this is starting to head by me. The tailgate was kind of a big deal, but nice 20 gauge steel, same as what's here. So that will be solved. I had to take the light bulb out of the dome light because the light only comes on with the front doors. Back doors and tailgate light does not come on. I think that's how it's probably supposed to be. But working in here, I couldn't find a fuse box to pull the courtesy lights. So I just had to take the bulb out. And I think that about does it. So my big job was getting the magic door working, welding, doing this rust hole, permanently fixing that. And so what I'm trying to do is get the hardest stuff done first. As much as I want to tackle all the dings and dents and sand and get this off to paint, it's more fun for me to get rid of the heavy stuff so I'm not dreading anything. So this is going to be another issue. This is way worse than I thought it was. So much Bondo in there. So we'll see. Now that I can open the door, I can get behind it and under it and board sand it. So it's going to be a major improvement. Okay. Did I miss anything? I think that's it. Understandably, Tony wants me to be really careful around these covers. He says they're extremely rare. These are vintage plastic covers for headlights, and he told me they were just ridiculously expensive. Hundreds and hundreds of dollars to replace if you can find them. So I'm trying to be super careful around these, make sure they don't get damaged. Not quite sure. This looks like it might be the factory ring. They're underneath the factory ring. So if I take that off, can I get them off and protect them? I'm going to look at that and see if I can get them off, because I do not want damage on those. And then Tony can put them back on if he wants them back on. All right, doing a little walk around. I know, after a week, it seems like, gosh, did you do anything? Yeah. We're still in our heat wave. We're still, gosh, it was in the high 90s when I was doing this stuff. And then today it was in the low 90s. But I just wanted to make sure I was making progress here. Still got plenty of time. It's getting close to mid-August, so plenty of time. So the next video might be showing this body work hopefully done, and that welded up, and the body work done, as well as the mirror. Hey Daisy, you come to help? What are you sniffing? All right, what do we got here? Oh, this is just the parts I took off. The front, okay. This mirror, this is the remote drivers, where that hole was. The front of it is broken. So it might have to be held on with a big washer to be able to hold. We will find out. It's not optimal, but you work with what you got. And these are those really, really thin aluminum lightweight emblems. They're in really good shape though. And that is it. This has been Steve with Born Again Torinos, and I'll see you on the next one.